So the fun thing that you notice when you're in this little town with the wild burros here is that there's kind of this constant smell of dung.
They eat the grass, right?
Don't you be biting me. I'll bite you back.
Well, I'm on my way out to a little town called Oatman, Arizona. It's basically a ghost town that's still populated, and it's supposed to be really cool. So that's where we're heading now. Oatman, Arizona, elevation 2,700 feet. Oatman was founded about 1906. By 1931, the area's mines had produced over 1.8 million ounces of gold. By the mid-1930s, the boom was over, and in 1942, the last remaining mines were closed as non-essential to the war effort. Burros first came to Oatman with early-day prospectors. The animals were also used inside mines for hauling rock and ore. Outside the mines, burros were used for hauling water and supplies. As the mines closed and the people moved away, the burros were released into the surrounding hills. The burros you meet today in Oatman, while descendants of domestic work animals, are themselves wild. They will bite and kick. Please keep safe distance from the wild burros. Okay, here I am turning onto the road, and 13 miles leads to Oatman. There is a big parking lot apparently just a couple miles from town that I'm going to overnight at, that I've heard some people talk about. Look at that, historic Route 66, Oatman 13. Oh, this is cool. The mountains off in the distance look really interesting. So I'm on my way up to Oatman, and I decided to stop off and just look at this really stunning scenery out here. This is like complete Southwest scenery vistas here. Wow, amazing. So the crazy thing that I think is that there were very literally pioneering people that would come out here. They didn't have the nice roads that we have. And they just made their way through all of this, up into those hills to do mining. Okay, so I'm on my way to the parking space now, which is just another mile or so up the road. The parking space I'm going to stay at tonight. Oatman is a village in the Black Mountains of Mojave County, Arizona, United States. Located at an elevation of 2,700 feet, it began as a small mining camp soon after two prospectors struck a $10 million gold find in 1915. Though the vicinity had already been settled for a number of years, Oatman's population grew to more than 3,500 in the course of a year. After a few other names were passed over, Oatman was chosen for the name of the town in honor of Olive Oatman, a young Illinois girl who had been taken captive by Indians during her pioneer family's journey westward in 1851 and forced into slavery. She was later traded to Mojave Indians, who adopted her as a daughter and had her face tattooed in the custom of the tribe. She was released in 1856 at Fort Yuma, Arizona. In 1863, mountain man and prospector Johnny Moss discovered gold in the Black Mountains and staked several claims, one named the Moss after himself and another after Olive Oatman, whose story was by then well known. For the next half-century, mining waxed and waned in the remote district until new technology reduced transportation costs and new gold discoveries brought prosperity to Oatman early in the 20th century. 1924 would see United Eastern Mines, the town's main employer, permanently shut down operations after producing $13,600,000 worth of gold at the then government-controlled market value of $20 per ounce. In today's gold market price of $1,300 per ounce, the equivalent value is over $850 million. The district had produced 40 million, or approximately 2.6 billion in today's market price, in gold by 1941, when the remainder of the town's gold mining operations were ordered shut down by the U.S. government as part of the country's war effort, since metals other than gold were needed. Oatman was fortunate insofar as it was located on busy U.S. Route 66 and was able to cater to travelers driving between Kingman and Needles, California. Yet even that advantage was short-lived, as the town was completely bypassed in 1953 when a new route between Kingman and Needles was built. By the 1960s, Oatman was all but abandoned.
So the burros, they're very friendly, but I was reading the sign that said they're wild animals and you got to be a little bit careful of them. So I purposely didn't go and pet them. They got right up close to me, but I was kind of still sort of cautious. So anyway, this is a really fun little town, and I'm sure there are remnants of the original town here, but it's obviously been made up into you know, kind of a tourist trap, but it's darling, I gotta tell you. And my favorite thing here is don't crap in the cactus. How awesome is that? God, this is so cool.
Not me. I'll get this there. Not there.
Biker, half hippie, half... These have got to be vintage and antique. Look at that. Jail cell in a coffin. Oh my gosh. And of course, nothing would be complete without a picture of Elvis. Here's the mine. I actually went inside the mine. It's dark, so you can't see much, but here's the mine. I'm gonna walk inside of there. Wow. Here's the mine. Oh, cool. Oh my gosh. Of course, the camera's not gonna do much in here. This is actually inside a little bit of the old mine here. Oh, so cool.
this. Arizona Hotel.
Thank you. Enjoy.
You are standing at the site of what used to be the Arizona Hotel. In 1915, it was one of the 7 hotels that existed in Oatman during the early years. The hotel had 45 rooms and numerous baths. It had concrete firewalls and 2 separate water mains for fire protection purposes. Being in the southern end of town, it survived the Great Fire of 1921, which took out most of the buildings in the north end of town. It was torn down in the early 1950s to reduce property taxes. All the remains of the Arizona Hotel today is the concrete vault and the crumbling concrete walls in front of you. Just imagine if those walls could...
This is, right here, all of this foundation is the remnant of an original hotel that was here that was torn down.
That's sick. Here, come here. You want a tattoo? Here, dog, you want the Route 66 tattoo? Watch this. Yeah, I didn't see him.
Oh, wow. Have they been restored at all, or are they...
No, that's where they are.
Yeah.
That one's been painted, you know, one time or another.
Yeah. Wow, remarkable. Yeah. Look at the... Boy, no cushion on that ride at all. And what, are these just like facades over here?
Yes,
wow, look at this mural.
right.
It goes all the way over.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. How awesome.
They used to do gunfights and stuff here.
Oh, just sort of like recreations of how much fun.
Yeah.
I was noticing that there was a sign for like an egg fry coming up in July.
Yeah, yeah.
It just gets so warm here that they just...
Well, they can't really fry it on the street. You know, it doesn't get that hot. But,
right.
But they have a good going on, you know.
Okay, so over here, apparently, is movie set. Part of How the West Was Won was filmed here. Look at that. Cool. Okay, so come down here. Look at these. Well, I think I'm going to finish up here. I think I've seen about everything there is to see, and this is pretty awesome. I'm really glad somebody mentioned this to me. I found out about it by talking to a woman who had come up and was talking to me about my generator. So I had been using my generator. There was a woman that came up and talked to me. She drove by and she said, "Hey, I noticed that you've got that generator there, but I can't hear it." And I said, "Yeah, it's that Ryobi 2300 and it's incredible." I said, "It's so quiet that just you go down just a little ways and no one can hear it." So I didn't have any fear of running it when I was having to run that render project. So she was super funny. She was a nomad too, and she was in her truck. She had a trailer that she parked inside of a storage facility. She would go there and stay in it at night. And so during the day, it was safe in that storage facility. How awesome is that? And she was a trucker in a previous life and is retired, but she was super cool. I talked to her for a while. She was a lot of fun. So anyway, yeah, fun stuff to meet other nomads. So the place where I'm staying tonight is just around the corner down there. I mean, this scenery, this American Southwest scenery is over the top incredible.